All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Just a Tip with Danny Bananas and Seth Lamour.
I could say my own name, Danee Bananas. I'm here.
I
Thank
wasn't
you.
ready for you to come in, but thank you. Um, so welcome back. We're here to talk some more interesting things with you. This week's episode is actually called Masturbation. But before we get into that, we have another submission from one of our followers regarding their sex story. So let's see what they got to say. And I better laugh.
So I went on this date. This person, I met him at Palace. I was going up the elevator. The person just stops the elevator and was like, "Hey, you're very attractive." We exchanged Instagrams. And I was like, okay. So anyway, fast forward, we go on a date. And I got to get schmammered, like, because it was my first date in a very long time. Especially being, like, vulnerable, whatever, from, like, a recent divorce. So, whatever. I get wasted, like, stupid wasted beforehand as we're having dinner. Just, like, I keep ordering shots. And, yeah, it was the coldest day in Miami. I'm wearing, like, a crop top. He's driving around a little moped around South Beach. So, I'm, like, freezing my ass off. Like, literally, like, Rose style, like, in the Titanic, just freezing. Anyway, we go and smoke hookah. I don't even smoke hookah. Takes me back to his place. At this point, my memory is like very foggy. Don't remember how to get there, where I'm at, who I'm with, this, that, the other. I just knocked the fuck out. I wake up, the entire bedroom is like white, like asylum. I was like, where the fuck am I? Apparently, I had fallen asleep, and the person's trying to make me coffee and was like, yeah, you fell asleep. I was eating your ass, and you were just, like, snoring. I was like, wait, we go from, like, dinner to then me passing out to then you thinking that I'm a bottom. And it was just, like, a whole lot of, like, yeah. So, needless to say, that person has never contacted me again. And probably will never. So, there you go.
Yeah, you definitely ain't gonna hear from him
Yeah,
again.
you probably won't. See, because if you would have taken the advice of the first video, because you got so drunk that means that you done had sweaty ass the whole fucking time you was out. So you were so drunk that you never got to the bathroom to take the whole bath. So as he was eating your ass out, it was probably in his best interest for you to pass out.
I don't know if that's what happened, but I've actually been in a situation like that also, where I fell asleep on the person performing things.
I feel like you fell asleep on a couple of people performing things on you.
I just fall asleep. I think I'm like borderline narcoleptic, if that's the word. I'm kind of stupid, so I don't know. I'm also stupid. But yeah, sometimes you just be too lit.
Exactly.
Fall asleep. You never fell asleep? I'm surprised you haven't fallen asleep.
I've definitely been like lit. But I finished the deed. With me, it's either I start it or I don't. Like, if I'm too lit, I just like lay in bed. I'm like, and we just both pass out. But if not, then I just don't remember how it got to the morning time. You feel me? But I know myself, and I know I will never, drunk, blacked out, I would never not take a little whole bath or be prepared.
1000%.
So
no. I've actually, like, grew up a little bit, and I bought, like, wipes, like, individual wipes, and I just keep them in my bags.
wow.
Just to be prepared for moments like this.
For a moment.
Masturbation.
I'm working on my vocals.
Please don't.
I'm trying to take my career to
Hendrix,
the next level.
my dog, every time he sings, he goes kind of crazy. And we can't tell if it's
If
because
he loves
likes
it or he hates it, he'll slap me sometimes, but then he'll get super excited when I do it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to start singing for you guys each episode until,
Please don't.
someone wants to sign me.
Please don't.
So, do you remember the first time you masturbated?
I don't. I've been trying to think about that, but it's kind of weird for me to think about me as my younger self masturbating because I was pretty young.
Yeah, you're pretty gross. But
How old were you?
I must have been like
Little nasty boy. You was probably
12.
like 6. Oh.
No. Anything below 10 is a little weird, but for our generation, for this generation, they probably, At 6, I wouldn't be
That's sad
surprised.
to say.
Very sad to say, but in my time, I was like around maybe 12, and it was in middle school. I remember because everybody was talking about like, sex. Like that's when sex started being like a conversation, and and like semen and this and that, and like this girl got like a pregnant scare because of some guy, and some kid, like he was crying. He was like, I don't even have semen yet. So then I was like, oh, semen, is that what we have? And I don't know why that just always sticks out to me. So then I went to my house and I
Semen
was
is
like,
such
how
a
do I
weird
get
word.
semen? And I couldn't Google it like how we could do it today. Like it wasn't as
Very
easy.
true.
Like I wasn't trying to get on dial up and like, have that
Child,
shit come up.
AOL.
I just remember I went to the bathroom. I think I put on the shower. So like, it creates noise. And I remember, ew, that was like around the time you used to have like rugs around your toilet, like
Oh my God.
super fucking like, yeah, back in the day. So then I started playing with my junk, and until like this clear fluid came out of me, and I freaked the fuck out because I just didn't expect that. Like I didn't know what semen was gonna look like or come. So I freaked out. I jumped in the shower. I felt gross, and yeah, like I didn't know what to feel like. I don't remember it feeling good. I was just so caught up on like the action that it took to get whatever came out of my dick at that time. I was just like in shock. I was like, this is not normal. I'm broken.
For me, honestly, is the fact that, like, as women, we get aroused by like clitoral stimulation. So, like, I always thought, like, just when I started watching porns and stuff like that, you would always just see girls fingering themselves. And when I would try to do that, I would feel weird. Like, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I would just do other things. And I don't know. I'm too embarrassed to say what I used to do. What I used to do.
And you don't
Like,
get embarrassed by a lot. So you're embarrassed to say it's probably disgusting, and you should probably think about it.
I should think
before
about it,
you-
right? Yeah, so I used to do something just to, alleviate my sexual tension, and it had to do with like, stimulation of the clit. So that's what I would do, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Is this when
Um,
DJ Lamour came about?
that's what I used to do, and we're just gonna leave it at that, okay? But how much masturbation is too much masturbation? Like, how often do you do? Yeah.
that that you
Jump stroke.
You're kind of weird. You're kind of like, yeah, I did have a stroke. How many times do you do it a week? Would you say a day?
Let's narrow this down to a day.
Oh,
So after the gym, like I have like all this like all my fucking testosterone's like built up, and like I was sweating, and like just like the smells and the toxins in the air, like it just gets me like going. So I come home, I rush home, and
I'm
I
just
run.
laughing because we live together and we're we're roommates. So
And
now you're telling me your schedule, and I'm gonna know. I'm
yeah,
gonna know when you come home and you're in the bathroom.
hi, bye.
Like,
And I throw my bag. And yeah, like I have to rub one out just because like I have that all built inside of me. So I would say like once a day is the average for me. As of lately, like I've been doing it a lot more, like, which brings me to once a day. So 7 times a week, which 31 days out of the month,
That's too many
which
numbers.
365 days
That's
out
too
of the
many
year,
numbers.
I am masturbating.
I would say I do it pretty much every day too.
You told me you've done it more than once a day.
Oh yeah, I said every day. I didn't say once a day. I do it every day.
But how? Is this why you're always late? Like to
I
everything?
actually, that is part of the reason why I'm always late.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just get like turned on at the most awkward times. Like,
Didn't you kind of tell me that you were in the parking lot the other day? And mind you, like, it's just the garage downstairs. You couldn't wait till you.
my garage, no, the garage to our apartment is kind of a walk. It's a journey.
Yeah.
Like you have to drive up 7 floors and you have to walk.
Are you really trying to exaggerate the point as to
I'm
why
not
you couldn't
exaggerating. I'm
wait?
just saying it was just like I was in the moment, and I was like, then I just thought about all the things I had to do when I walked into the door.
So you're like, let me just get it.
I was
get
like,
this
let me just, try to speed up the process and just, get
out.
it
But
done
when
real
girls
quick.
when girls catch their nut, it's not always necessarily like a like
It's
You
not like
guys don't
you
like
guys.
squirt
It's,
all the time, or you guys don't like
I've never
ooze?
squirted. I've never squirted.
Oh,
But like
you suck. I heard it's like a thing, like to make a
it's
girl
a
squirt.
thing, but I want to try. I mean, I don't know. I want to try it. I'll see how it works out and let you know. Maybe next season. But no, we don't like. It's not like you guys. How you guys have like liquid. We just get like really wet.
Okay, so
Well, I can't say we because I guess some girls do squirt, but me, I just get.
okay, yes, because I'm like it's a lot
It's
harder.
manageable.
It's a lot harder for men to like clean up after the doing
Yeah.
the deed. So
You guys are disgusting.
yeah, we're messier. Okay, so
Yeah. So okay, I was in the car and I got turned on and
what the fuck turned you on? Like the part, like
just my thoughts.
the bumpers?
Sometimes it's just your thoughts that just take you there. And yeah, I had nothing because remember I told you I had to like stimulate myself, but the way I was sitting and my hand position, like it needs to be hard
Yeah,
on me.
I
So
can literally imagine her going over like speed bumps. She's like, oh no, I gotta run
No.
out right now.
I mean, speed bumps, sometimes they be doing it. You know, there's the little come down.
You're like, boom, oh.
This reminds me of something. So I used the water bottle
Use a water bottle for what?
to masturbate.
How?
I just used the base of it. I put it in between my legs and I just
And where is that
held on
water
tight.
bottle right now?
It's in the garbage. I'm not a fucking animal.
No, you are. Because you are.
I'm not an
You
animal.
masturbated with a foreign object in public.
All right, see now you judging me, and that's not.
I'm
that's
not
what we're not
judging
gonna
you.
do.
I'm just correcting you. You said you're not an animal, and it's fine.
Okay.
You know, we're creatures of habit.
Yeah,
So
it's
we're
okay.
kind of like
Whatever. I
animals, I
own up
guess.
to it. Just be careful if you come in my car and want some
You
water.
already came in your car.
You're disgusting.
But you masturbated with a water bottle.
Okay, you've never masturbated in the car.
Yes, but
Okay, so what?
but this wasn't recent, so you're disgusting.
Okay.
But so how does masturbating work in relationships?
I remember, like in my past, being jealous about that.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he would watch porn and he was jacking off is like it would make me feel some type of way. But that's because I was really insecure. Now I'm older and insecure. but but I'm just a little bit more, I guess, grown or understanding. So like
Yeah.
now I think it's stupid that I even used to think like that.
Well, let me tell you something. I was never the type to get jealous, but I've dated people in the past that would get jealous. But there is nothing like saving time. Like when you're in crunch time, like, and you don't feel like dealing with people, your hand becomes just like the sexiest thing. Like me and Manuela and Leftiana
Not the name.
are very like in tune with ourselves, and there's nothing like at your own time, at your own pace. And I can make myself come in like a minute. Like I know how to
Fast
do
as
it.
hell.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like versus another person, you're like trying to direct them. You're like, no, do it like this. No, you're doing it. You're gripping it too
That's more
hard.
for the experience. You just like
Yeah, but sometimes they be like choking my dick and shit. Like, no, like I know my spots, and like you do it quick, one and done. You fast forward to the porn that you like. You just had sex with a couple porn stars, and it feels great. Like,
I
and then
think
you clean up and you
sometimes-
leave.
I think sometimes that's kind of what works in gay relationships because you guys both know what it feels like
Yeah,
to each other.
and
you
you'll
know,
be
like
surprised. People still don't
individually.
get it right.
I'm sure, but when it's like woman and man, sometimes it's like you can spend a lifetime trying to explain to them like, can you do it like
Heard.
this? So yeah, that's a valid point. Like nobody's gonna do you better than you.
Exactly. I'm telling you. And it's just like on days where, again, like you just don't want to, like, so when you have sex, it's a process. You come in, you take out the clothes, you kiss, and then,
Guys, that's just
and then you
savage. Like,
catch,
you just-
you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just don't feel like dealing. Like, in the morning, like
No, I feel
sometimes you don't
you.
want to brush your teeth, you just want to be in bed. Like, let me, like, catch a nut.
You're not trying to
But
be on that sex, but it's also for two people because sex is for two people. Like you're
Yeah,
not
you just
just
wanna
gonna come
pleasure
and then you're
yourself.
gonna be done. So it's like you just want to be selfish in that moment, get it out the
100%.
way,
And
and be done for the day,
yeah, and
for
yeah.
the hour.
for the hour, for you. When you're masturbating, do you ever feel like kind of gross after?
Every single time. You think I felt good about myself walking back from the car
You had to
to
walk
the
the shame with
elevator
yourself.
with a fucking wet pussy, like in the garage? Like, you think I felt good about that shit? I had so much time to think
How did
about
you
it.
look at people in the eye in the elevator?
First of all, it was like 3:30 in the morning. There was nobody out
Oh,
there.
okay.
I was coming home from work. So it was nighttime animals. It wasn't like just 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, that makes it a little better.
Yes, okay. See, I should have elaborated. But yeah, like I had a lot of time to think about it. Reflect on my actions, walk to the elevator, walk to the apartment.
So I'm really big on like being in tune with God. Like I am a man of Christ, or I would like to think I am.
Why the fuck you lying?
I would like to think of myself as a man of Christ. I'm really in tune with God. I am God's favorite. I can't emphasize it enough. Although God's favorite also does make mistakes. I know it's hard to believe, Cess, but
I talked to him today and he said he don't know you.
He don't have your number. So you were talking to Satan.
I was
but
not.
He said that, it's fine, child. You sin. I died for your sins. So that being said, when I masturbate, I literally feel like I can't talk to God. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like after I masturbate, because it was just taught that masturbation is a sin.
And that's always been a huge debate, like if it was a sin, which I don't think it is.
I'm like, God, do you want me to go out and just be like,
think about how
fucking
many
whore?
lives masturbation can actually save if you think about it.
Yeah, no,
People will actually just beat their meat instead of rape somebody.
Yeah, because definitely I've masturbated before, like going out, and it definitely lessens my want to want to hook up with anybody.
For sure.
But yeah, sometimes I can't look at God. I can't look up and be like, damn, God, I hope I have a great day. Like,
It's
I
okay,
hope
'cause
you
he doesn't
bless
know
me
you.
with this. Because he's looking at me like, oh, that's what you did? Or also, like, so we have puppies. We have babies in the house.
Oh my God, that's the worst. That's the worst. When you're trying to catch a nut and they both looking at you like...
No, and like Jameson, like so I did it the other night, and both dogs, but like they were playing back and forth.
You tainted my baby already?
That baby was born tainted. But they were running back and forth. I was like, good, they're distracted. Let me just, go over here. Because, they like when I go in the bathroom, there's something about dogs that want to follow you.
Oh, they're everywhere.
So, I get the lube. I'm like fast forwarding to my, to my part of my favorite video that I have screen recorded on my phone. Let me rub one out. And they stopped right in their tracks as I'm doing the deed, and they're both looking, and they both have like these eyes that just kind of like pierce your soul. Like they're looking into your soul,
innocent.
And they know what the fuck they're doing. And Hendrix is like at this curious age that like he wants
Hendrix
to
is
smell
my puppy,
everything.
by the way. He's 6 months.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Wow, I feel
you never
worse.
even introduced him like to the world, but we will.
Did you?
I did.
I did. I posted him. Anyway,
okay.
To my story, he's very curious. So then he stopped and he wants to like smell everything. Like I'm trying to get to the towel, like so it doesn't like spill on the floor. And I think something spilled on the floor, and I think he might have licked it.
Not the same mouth that kisses me. That's
Every
disgusting.
morning.
You're disgusting.
You have my kids on your mustache. On that note.
Watch who you leave your dogs with. That's
your tip of the week.
My tip of the week.
My tip of the week is if you are getting picked up by Cess in her car.
I knew you was going to say that.
And if you see any water bottles around.
See, that's why I shouldn't have told you nothing. Now, anytime I give you water, you're not going to take it?
Bitch. That wouldn't take a lot from you.
You're really
rude. A serious tip of the week about masturbation. I think what Franny said was very important. You should masturbate before you go out so you don't become a rapist.
Or freaking weirdo. I mean, because sometimes people just like, they're angry all the time just because they're like sexually frustrated.
Yeah, it's pent up like frustration.
I've been there. So it's just like, like I'm being a bitch. Let me just go rub one out.
Yeah. Also too, like, okay, this is a good tip. Before you make any irrational or impulsive decisions, catch a nut. Go masturbate it out. Come to your senses. Like some people sleep on it. Some people have to masturbate. And you're out, your view on that situation might be different. Like you might think you like somebody or that you want somebody, that your butt hurt that person maybe took a rain check on you or like they're out partying. Then you catch a nut. You're like, oh, I don't even really like that dude like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I feel fine
go to sleep
until the next
now.
morning you're like,
Then you gotta masturbate again. This is why I masturbate a lot. Like
this
my
is why.
moods be going up and down. That's it. But yeah, I think so. Have a Snickers so you're not hungry and masturbate, and your day is just gonna be smooth.
And on that note, you can find me on Instagram at Danee_bananas, DANEE_BANANS.
I can never spell bananas.
Gwen Stefani taught me well.
That's the only way you know how to spell that word.
And you?
My Instagram is Cess_Lamour_. It's complicated because somebody had to.
And they told us to say this, but like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. All right.
Bye.
Bye, bitches.